Excited about this.
Orion's a big fan of the
Okay, you guys, get excited. It is Saturday. It is Saturday.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get off the stage. Trina
I got this. I got this.
This is great.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to clap. I'm gonna need you to scream. I'm gonna need you to have fun. Like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't know if you guys.
People way back there in this room that aren't sitting here at this panel yet, what are you doing?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Would you like to introduce yourselves? My schmeckle friend down there?
I think we should introduce each other.
Oh, I love that.
This is David Modpodge, and he is the voice from Kershmeckle Island.
Kershmeckle Island's a new anime show.
Bubble Mania, which are coming out next year on Netflix.
On Netflix. Bubble. It's all about how many of you like bubbles? All right, as one of the lead bubbles, ladies and gentlemen, Erica Schroeder. She plays Betty Bubbles, and then also in the show. That's great.
That was good.
That's going to make you money, man. That's going to make. They have a doll out for her already, Betty Bubbles.
That was awesome.
Also in it as mini Bubbles is Debi Mae. And as multiple personality disorder Bubble, Trina Nishimura. So the show is all about bubbles. How many people here really like bubbles? What's not to like about bubbles? All right. We haven't drank yet, but we will soon.
Something bubbly?
You already know who most of us are, right? Or
I don't mind.
I mean, because we want to throw it to you guys and let
we want you guys to
ask
talk to
some
us.
questions. Because you know how we always just sit up here and we talk to each other and all that, and then you're like waiting in line and you're like, I didn't get to have my question answered, right?
So just in case you guys don't know, this is a Q&A with the voice actors. You guys provide the Q's, we're going to provide the A's. There's a microphone right in the middle, just hop on up. It takes a little, all right, what's up?
All right,
Let's
Lionel, ladies and gentlemen, Lionel!
It's my favorite Bubbles fan.
So I guess the question I have for each and every one of you is what got you guys into voice acting and what has been your favorite role to play for each that you guys have done?
Ooh, love it. Where do you want to start? You want to start?
Trina.
I would love to start. So I have been an actor my whole life. I started acting when I was 9 years old with my local community theater. Thank you for that, I like that. With my local community theater, I started acting professionally when I was 13 years old, and then I went to college. I was going to go to law school. That was my whole plan. I was going to be a grown-up. I was going to get a 401k. I didn't know what it was, but I was going to get one. And I was broke, because that's your job in college, is to be broke. I was really good at it. And a friend of mine told me about an audition at a place called Funimation for voice acting. He's like, oh, you used to act, like you should do it. I was like, no, Jimmy, I'm gonna be a lawyer. I'm gonna be serious. Like and he was like, it pays. I was like, when is it though? And so I auditioned, and that was about 20 years ago. And I've been fortunate enough to have enjoyed my time on the Bubble Show immensely.
Can't wait for that to be released. She's fantastic on the Bubble Show.
It's amazing. You guys gotta get Netflix if you don't have it. And you?
How did I get? Could I have my mic just up a little bit because I can't lose my voice. Oh, thank you. And I really need to hear the sound of my own voice. Hi, I'm Debbie, and I too was on a different trail, but I wanted to be a rock star. So I went to jazz school to be a rock star, and I was singing in a 40-piece jazz band when I was 19 years old, and I would lose my voice often because I have this really raspy voice. And then I was a waitress for years and years and years, and this friend of mine who I was a Buddhist with said, you should try voiceovers, and I did, and the rest is history. Love you.
Oh my God, jazz singer. We have some stuff in common. But I actually do accent work. My real accent is I'm actually German language job of one piece. And that's my real job, if everyone wants to know. But no, I actually, similar, like, my mom said I came out of the womb dancing, so lifer, always knew what I wanted to do. And I danced a lot, I sang, I did Shakespeare, I was obsessed with Shakespeare, saw every one of his plays before age 22. And then I went to NYU and studied musical theater and the classical theater. And how did I get into voiceover? I ended up, I always wanted to be a voice of a cartoon and I wanted to be on Broadway. Those were my 2 life goals, and I kind of like streamlined until those things happened. But my first thing was Rena, you'll have to look it up and see which one, on Ultraman Tiga. Was my first voiceover audition and my first booking. I was very lucky, but you know, it didn't happen overnight. It was like one of those things where you work your whole life at something, and then it finally happens, and you feel great about it. But I sang I got my equity card doing Blues in the Night.
I got my after card on Who's the Boss?
Oh,
with Tony Danza. There was an episode where he brought his kid to school, and the teacher said, "What are you doing? You can't bring kids to school." And he said, "I believe the children are the future." And we each stood up one at a time. "Teach them well and let them lead the way." That was my line, and then I got an after card.
Oh my God!
And I still get 1 penny every few months. Thank you very much.
And last but not least,
Diagnosed with a personality disorder at a young age, I was forced into acting. I came to LA to be a waiter, but I failed and was forced... She liked that one. I was forced into voice-over work. A lot of you remember my work as a voice-under artist. When you go to get popcorn and soda, that's me going, "Get popcorn, get soda." It's all subliminal. Okay, enough of that crap. You like that one? Yeah? Okay. I'm wearing Depends right now because I'm old. Anyway, so like these silly actors here. Yeah, wait. I think there's been a request for more bubbles. Yeah? Thank you. That'll be $5 for each bubble. No, seriously. Much like my fellow thespians here, which is not a bad word, by the way. I did acting as a young person, and then I got into improv for 20 years, working with Adam Carolla, Molly Shannon, you know some of these people. And I never made $1 or a dime doing improv. And then I was on Sequest, and I was on some soap operas with weird roles as a parrot, where they had a parrot on stage, and I did, say hello, you're on an island, yes. So I got paid to do that, and then I was a dog on some shows where I had to bark. Very weird career, and I got out of that and decided I would do voiceovers. So aren't you happy now that you know that? Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Lionel.
you started out as a parrot.
Thank you very much. And now I'm an assassin and a mortician in real life. Thank you so much.
Does anyone have another question?
Bubbles, right? Every time the bubbles happen, we want
Come
to
on, get up here on the mic. Lionel's going to ask another question.
I had a 2-part question. Obviously, it's okay that you guys didn't answer it. But what has been your favorite role that you guys have been able to
And
play?
all of us have ADHD.
Oh, the stress.
And nobody answered. Favorite role? It depends on the day of the week that you ask, to be honest. Like, if you ask, so it's sort of similar, like, what is... I guess that made him laugh. But like, sort of like, what is your favorite child? It's really hard to answer, because I think for a lot of us, all of them speak to us in a different way, you know? This is, I'm not going to answer for the fans today, I'm going to answer for me, which is, there's a series that I do that's in Europe and in Canada. It's called Boy, Girl, Dog, Cat, Mouse, Cheese. Yeah, and it only took me like 6 months to learn how to say the title of it. But I voice Cheese and Cat. Those are the two of the main characters. And then I also voice the CEO, who got a name, Margaret. She's based on someone that was just elected. But then I also voice a couple of the other characters, like Lila Bird and I'm forgetting the other one. But anyway, this show is just adorable. It's just adorable, and I love my character's personality so much. And so right now, I would say those are my current favorites, Cheese and Cat. I don't have one.
My favorite role was being the voice of the Paris Olympics. I have the tattoo to prove it.
I actually do.
The Games of the 33rd Olympiad on NBC are brought to you by...
Wow.
Please welcome.
You may know this. Sorry, Debbie. Actually, Trina and Erica may not know that Debbie is the voice whenever you fly American Airlines. She's the one telling you to put your seatbelt on or jump out the window. That's her. American Airlines, ladies and gentlemen.
Make sure your tray table is securely fastened and your seatbelt is on. And we do it for one reason. You.
Isn't that scary? I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Every week I'm on an American flight and I'm listening to you and I'm like, who is that lady? She's so tough. Also, how do I get her job?
They don't pay me, by the way.
There's a movie, it's called All About Eve.
It's so good. It's like very good. It is very impressive. Good for you. Good for you.
In Europe, I'm the voice of the man in the bathroom that says, remember to flush. That's me. And I also say, if it's only urine, press the little button. If it's number 2, it's, well, you know the answer to that. But that's me. Thank you so much. You're making me flush. I mean, flush. That's toilet humor for you.
Those characters, that's called the voice of God, though, right? When you were that's actually what they call it, when you do the voice of God. It's when you do the voice for the Olympics, they call that the voice of God. I only did that once, and it was terrifying. For the International Cosmetic Awards, I did that one year. It was fun. I mean, it was fun, but it's scary.
The favorite job, to answer this question seriously, for all actors is whatever they're working on now, and the check doesn't bounce.
Hi, what's your question?
Hi, one of you mentioned improv, and I had the question of, was there ever a time, I guess it doesn't have to necessarily be anime, but maybe you went off script or you improvised something and then it actually got used and you really liked it? Is there any moments like that?
Wow. In a show that we did?
Like it actually got used.
Kind of all the time, right?
I just don't remember. Yeah. We do it all the time on the Power Rangers. I worked on the Power Rangers for 15 years, and so we would improvise all kinds of lines because we were dubbing. Oh, we did some really funny bad stuff that the sponsors came down on us. Yeah.
It's so funny that you just said that because I was going to say you can improv on anything but dubbing, but then he said that. I mean, that's an exception though, right? Because usually dubbing is very, it goes over and over. There's this person, that person, and you finally get the adaptation, and it very rarely changes unless the director's like, you have to add a flapper, But prelay is the word for, prelay animation is like if it's in your language first. So the Simpsons in America is a prelay, but The Simpsons in Japan is a dub. Does that make sense to everybody? So for prelay, I think, I don't want to answer for all of us, but I think most of us have had lines that have made it in because sometimes you work with a group and you work together, or sometimes you do a solo record and you might have 3 in a row that you do, and you might have the liberty to experiment on the 3rd one, or maybe they're like, now I'd like to improv for the next 2 lines or whatever. And so frequently, I would say those things do make it in. Yeah. When you're
on original animation too, I had the opportunity to work on a Disney show called Goldie and Bear, and it was a kid for Disney Junior. Sometimes the writing is good, but you sometimes twist the line around, move the verbs around, and you add a word or two and you make it better. And they allow the actors to do that, and maybe they'll just keep it as a backup line, or they'll use it, and you go, oh good, that made it in. So sometimes that happens.
I just have this is not anime, but it's part of voiceover, so I'm the voice of a game show network called Buzzer, and I do their promos. And so, in fact, one of my producers just retired, and I took him to lunch with my manager, and he said, one of our favorite things is that Debbie really makes the lines her own. So, the writers write stuff, and sometimes, in animation, they're really story writing. So like in commercials and promos, it's different. They're like trying to sell something or get a point across in a different way, and it might not fall out of your mouth. And the most important thing in voiceover really is being real and genuine, even if you're doing an outrageous character. And so there are times when there's a line that just doesn't make sense coming out of my mouth, and I'll just ask permission and change it, and they'll keep that. So is that kind of what you're asking as well? I like all your barrettes.
Just to add on to everything that everyone has said, yeah, it's similar. You know, sometimes the writing isn't exactly what you need in the moment or whatever, and the director's like, and you try the take a few times, and they're like, My favorite improv that ever made it actually into a show, there was a show like 15 years ago called Soul Eater. Yeah, man, yeah. So I was already in the show, but I love sloths, an unreasonable amount. I love sloths. I don't know why, I love them. I love them so much. And there was a sloth in the show named Marianne. I know, right? I know, right? I love it. There was a sloth in the show named Marianne, and I was cast as a sloth. And I just improv the entire sloth. What does a sloth sound like? I have no idea, and I've watched a lot of them.
You gotta rewatch
Is it a sloth or is this whale noises? I don't know. I want the rest of the panel just to be people naming animals and us just like saying, like making the noise. Yes. But thank you so much for the question. You look beautiful. That was a lovely
Let's
question.
give her a round.
Hi, Pumpkin.
Oh, someone help her with the mic, please. Lionel, could you do
Angel of
that?
the
What a gentleman and a
morning.
scholar. Thank you.
So this question is for all of you. Today, what's your favorite anime to watch?
Ooh, that's a fun one. Anybody have?
My favorite anime to watch right now is Black Butler, the new season. It's pretty amazing. I'm really, really fortunate in that I get to know a little bit of the backstory stuff because Brina Palencia, who is CL Phantom Hive, and J. Michael Tatum are both very dear friends of mine, and I love the new season of Black Butler.
My favorite anime to watch is being at these shows and watching these amazing anime actors in real life.
Stop.
I'm gonna call a friend. No, I'm just kidding. My son watches a lot of anime. He loves it, loves it, loves it. I'm not sure. I worked on a show maybe a year or two ago called Supposed Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies Moved to a Starter Town. And I played the lead character, Lloyd Belladonna, an OP, like overpowered. And I really enjoyed watching that. I watched it with my son, and he actually watched it a second time. It was a great show, so we're hoping for a second season. But I'd say I really enjoyed watching that one.
I have like 3 quick shows that I like. There's a new one that I happen to be on that I like watching called Mashal. And it's like Harry Potter, but done anime style, and the lead eats a lot of giant cream puffs. It's really bizarre. I like that. Another show is called Bobo, which I don't. Anybody like Bobo? It's a lot of words, yeah, but it's all Bo, so it's easy. Bobo, yeah. Okay, there he goes. You have the DVD. Okay.
Nose hair.
I have hair?
Best of the nose hair.
Best of the nose hair anime. That was a style done in Japan many years ago, the nose hair anime. The other one is Rave Masters, which I was in 30 years ago, which is a bizarre, very bizarre show called Rave, R-A-V-E Masters, and it's insane. That's it.
What is the name of the cream puff one again?
It's called Mashal, M-A-S-H-L-E.
There have been 4 people that have come up to me today to tell me how good this anime that you're in is. They're like, I couldn't remember if it was Ashel or Dashel or Mashal.
Schmeckle?
It's also true. No, everybody loves that show.
It's on Crunchyroll, so
Yeah.
you can watch it now.
I didn't
Maybe
know.
I'm going to get these ladies on the show. How about that?
We
What do
should
you
ask
think?
you what your favorite anime is.
Wow.
My favorite anime would probably be One Piece or Naruto.
Amazing. Good choices. Good choices.
You're so pretty, by the way.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Are there any other people with questions?
Can I
I'm size 10 and a half, double E.
They only have answers. They don't have questions.
Oh, there
We can ask them. We could do a reverse Q&A. We can ask you guys questions.
Oh, got it. If you guys, do you guys audition for the roles, or do you guys get selected for certain animes that are looking to get dubbed over and stuff like that?
A lot of us lay in bed and the phone rings and they go, Erica, are you there? Or Trina?
Hello, what anime am I voicing today? No, I think it's a combination, but I would say it's predominantly audition for anything that's featured, you know, or anything that's a lead. And then if it's like what they call walla, or like characters that are just kind of, sometimes you can be thrown characters just for one episode, and then sometimes like 10 episodes later that character comes back and suddenly it's a recurring role. So I think it's a combination of the two. What would you guys have to say about that?
Well, for the new Bubble show that we auditioned for, we were up against real bubbles, and that was tough.
You know.
But most of them popped before we got, you know, we were actually understudies, and then they popped, and then we got the role. So it was lucky. We were lucky. They popped young.
What is that song? There's a bubble song from like back in the day.
Tiny bubbles.
Do you know that song?
God, oh.
No, I'll give you the truth. If you want to know the truth, is that there's a lot of really good roles that come up for video games or anime or cartoons. And I'm typically reading against the world. I mean, it seems like every actor in Hollywood reading against at least, I guess, 100 people or 500 people.
I think it's more like 500 to 5,000. If it's a pilot, it's about 5,000.
So on camera, you're talking.
Oh, no, I was talking about for
just voiceover?
anime and voiceover.
And they were up against celebrities. And sometimes they get the part just because they're a celebrity of some sort.
Faces, am I right?
Anybody else with a question? Come on up to the microphone.
Yeah. You can line up behind it. That's okay if you want to, if you're feeling like standing.
Aloha to all of you. Welcome.
Aloha.
Could each of you give a shout out to another voice actor who you've worked with in another show, in any show, who you think has done a really superlative job?
Superlative job.
That doesn't exist.
David Hayter in the Metal Gear series.
There's too many to name.
I'll give a shout out to Miley Flanagan, Naruto.
Yes, you. I'll give a shout out to Bryce Papenbrook. He is the worst. I'm just kidding. I adore him. I love him. Bryce is the shit.
There's so many. I love my friend Wayne Grayson was fantastic as Joey up against my Valentine. He was actually my TA. Some people don't know this. For my stage combat class at NYU. He was like a year or two ahead of me. He's just a fabulous theater actor as well, and we've done scenes from Shakespeare as Maya and Joey, and that's a lot of fun. I love the entire community. We are in an amazing community of people, kind people.
Agreed. What's your question?
Oh, hi. I kind of have two questions. Since One Piece, well, the first one, since One Piece is one of the longest animes.
Can you just come closer to the mic because you have your mask? It's hard to hear you.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, I kind of got two questions. The first one is, since One Piece is definitely one of the longest continuing animated series on the list, do you have a favorite line from Luffy or a favorite arc?
Ooh, well, always the first arc, because I only did like the first 130, 140 episodes. I love so much, but I really like when he just talks about meat. Anytime. I just think it's funny when he just, you know, talks about food and stuff. Every line is meaningful in a different way, but that is one of the aspects of his character that I find really funny. Yeah.
Okay, and my second question is for all of you, because of course to everyone here, being a voice actor is pretty much a dream job to a lot of fans. But what would be some advice to give to those who hope to be in the same shoes as you guys someday?
Should we give it to David. Let's have one
I'm
person
size 10 and a half. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't mean that literally. I'm a little stupid. You have to be a stupid person to be an actor. No, I'm sorry. That's why I'm so successful. The advice I would be is to study. I could do some theater training first and get used to being in front of people, and then get a mic at home, get used to talking and hearing your own voice. And you have to have range. I don't know what people are, you know, when you're a voiceover actor, you're going up for different parts. You know, sometimes you have to have a little voice like this, and other times you go, well, I've got to be a monster, you know, because you don't know what they're going to throw at you. You know, lots of times they want you to be an animal or, you know, I don't know, bird or dog or Santa Claus. So you got to be ready to do all that stuff. And that takes training, damn it. And that's why I have my CD. Oh, CDs are out. I'm sorry.
Acting, but acting comes first in voice acting.
Yes.
Acting always comes first, and so theater is a great way to start and to continue.
Theater is.
We should start calling it acting voice. Because people
Really
are
should.
confused. Because a lot of people think they have a great voice, so they should become voiceover actors, and it really is backwards. Because if you can't act without, you know, acting on a microphone is a very different thing. Like right now, I'm using my eyes and I'm being really weird and I'm going like this and blah, blah, blah. And you can't do that when you're voice acting. You got to be in the right place, and you have to be all the things that these amazing people do, you know, right here. So amazing actors sitting before you, and then the voice is secondary. And so I am now calling myself an acting voice.
Thank you so much for your question. We're going to try and get through the rest of the line, so if you guys wouldn't mind. Thank you so much. Great question. Come on up, baby.
Hello. I'd like to know if you guys have a standard process when you prepare for a new role.
For a new role, you said?
Yes.
Anybody want to go first? Do you have a standard process for preparing for a new role?
Well, what I do is I listen to the other actors in the room and study what they're doing. No.
I think it usually starts in the audition process, because that's where you are finding the character. You might be refining it once you're cast, but a lot of it is like, what is the character's expression? You know, they'll give you a lot of times a visual. Are the eyebrows going up? Are they going down? Like, how narrow is the nose? Are the teeth outside the mouth? Are they in the mouth? How many teeth are there? Things like, there's physical traits that you're looking for. Are they like this? Are they like that? You know, that kind of indicate personality. Then you have the description, the character description. Sometimes it's a paragraph, sometimes it's a page, sometimes it's 3 pages. And then you have the description of the actual series. So you're taking a lot of different pieces of information. You're taking adjectives, you're highlighting them, you're looking at like, and then you're using your gut on top of that. Sometimes they're separate and sometimes they work together. You know, sometimes this gut is telling you to do something that's not on the page. But most of the time you are trying to give them what they're actually asking for. And so the process begins, for me, in the audition. You know, if it's a character that's being thrown at you in the moment, it's like the improv really comes in handy. The gut instincts that you have as an actor, you have to trust. Anybody else have words on that?
They also have on the sheet, just to add to what Eric was saying, all the things they don't want.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you, I mean, they'll give you a bio that's like a half page, and then they'll have all these descriptive words about what they want, and then they'll say, don't do, you know,
A British accent, we don't want British like that at all.
you know, so they'll tell you what they don't want as well.
That's a big thing in commercials now. They tell you
They also might give you
don't.
3 pages of character description and 2 lines.
Thank you, that's a good question.
That's a big
Good luck.
Thank you.
We have a couple more.
Couple more.
If you were a magical girl, what would be your weapon?
If I was a magical girl, my weapon would be bubbles.
If I were a magical girl, and I am, my weapon is love.
If I were a magical girl, I'd be a boy. No, I'm just kidding. Magical. I'd fly. I mean, that's the most exciting thing in the world, is to fly. And heal. I'd heal while I'm flying.
If I were a magical girl, I'd have a different career. That's right. You know me as Florinda from the Bubbles show. The maker of the Bubbles, Florinda. Don't forget it. See you soon on Netflix. All right.
Thank you, ladies. Last question. question.
Oh, look at this guy. I love it.
Yeah, you look
Nightwing?
awesome.
Yes, sir.
Nightwing! Let's give him a round for dressing up as Nightwing.
Very kind, I appreciate it. My question is for Erica. If Mai and Akiza were to duel each other, who would win?
Oh no! Do I have to answer?
You can.
I think just based on the strength of the cards alone, I think we all know the answer. How many people in the audience are Yu-Gi-Oh fans? Okay, so on the count of 3, why don't you shout out what the answer is? 1, 2, 3. Wow, that was like split down the middle.
That was weak.
That was split down the middle. But I think what I've been told by players, professional players, is it would be Akiza. Yeah. But we should end on a group question. We have one more question?
Any more? One question is for a group before we take off from the stage?
I have a question. What time are you guys going to be here tomorrow? I want to know because I don't want to be the last one here. I'm really just trying to shield myself. This is all self-interest.
Probably between 10:30 and 11.
Lord Vader.
Cool.
10:30 probably.
Are you guys going to be here tomorrow? Yes. Are you guys
I
going to
was here at 9 this morning. Sorry.
Yeah, we're here. Mushroom Head. Come on up
you
here.
have a question. Great.
The question is, are you a fun guy?
Thank you. I love getting like random, meaningless crap tattoos. And if you guys had anything funny.
If we have any tattoos?
If you have any, funny, I should know. I like taking random people's opinions and then.
I heard it. Do you have a funny action puppet?
Oh,
what did you say? What did she say?
If you have a suggestion for a funny random tattoo for her to put on her body.
For you.
I have a lot of.
David has 10 suggestions. Go.
I thought you were talking about orthopedic surgery. I didn't know. I'm sorry. My whole body's a tattoo. I don't look like this. You didn't know that? Yeah, my whole body is
What would be the
giant.
funniest? So everyone should say one funny random tattoo she should get.
I completely refuse to be responsible for anything on your body. That is your body, girl, and you do what you want with it.
Tattoos, yeah. You know, don't tattoo your phone number because if you move like out of state, you get your number. You know, it's really a problem.
That's
So-
good.
I think you should tattoo a laugh cadence. Ha 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 ha. And then ask everyone you meet, how do you read this?
Yeah.
And then they could give their own laugh interpretation of the way it's written out. That could be fun.
I love that.
Cool.
I always wanted a really tiny, extremely tiny tattoo that said, "Don't read this." And then people would lean in. You know, it would be very confusing.
It's actually a really good one.
You're too close.
Yeah, you're too
close.
That's funny, see? Or look at the tattoo in my armpit. Things like that. Isn't that great of me? Aren't I funny? Should I have my own show with these guests?
I want to be on your show, David.
Get some bubbles.
Thank you guys so much.
See you tomorrow.
Your cosplay.